Yeah, we all know Jimmy Butler's been on the trading block. Here are my favorite landing spots for him. And I'm going to give you my number one landing spot where I think he would flourish and the team could use him the most. Okay? Let's go 3-1. Number 3 is actually, what is number 3? Hold on. Let's check what number 3 was. I wrote down my 1 through 3. Okay, yeah. Number 3 is the team that said they are not going after him. It's unlikely they go after him. It's unlikely they pursue him because I think they don't want to give up Kuminga, and that's the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, I think Butler would fit well with Steph. I think the one issue with Butler on Golden State would be the Draymond aspect. Two guys who aren't great three-point shooters, although Butler has proven when he's willing to shoot them, he can make them. With that fit, but I think that would be dog city with him and Draymond. That would be like mucking it up big time. I like him on the Warriors. I think they need another star. They're not going to win anything without another star, and they need someone to pair with Steph. Butler would make sense. That's my number 3, but they said they're not going to go after him. So let's throw them out. Number 2 would be the Phoenix Suns. That's where everyone, is speculating. That's getting the most traction is the Phoenix Suns because of the fact you have Durant, you have Booker. They're not, whatever's going on with Beal and Nurkic is not working. Now they've benched the two of them. There's tension in the locker room, supposedly. Whatever's going on there is not working. So therefore, they need to switch it up. They have obviously a very expensive roster. They spent a lot of money on these guys. Butler and Booker are two of the best players in the league. I still think Beal's a really, really good player. I just don't think that that's a good role for him. I think he needs to change the scenery. I think Butler would make a lot of sense there. Can they do a Beal for Butler swap? Well, supposedly the Heat don't want to do that. They have no interest in Beal. I think that's a mistake, and I'll tell you why. Both him and Butler have one more year after this on their contract. Beal, I think they could rehabilitate. If they bring him to the Heat, he's the number 1 scoring option. He's going to score 25 to 30 a game again. He'll rehabilitate his value. Bless you. They can make a run at the playoffs. And then after this year, if they don't like what happened in the playoffs, with his value rehabilitated, they could try to trade him in the offseason. So I think Beal makes sense for the Suns based off the fact, for the Heat, based off the fact they could rehabilitate his value. Butler goes to the Suns, headache for headache. Maybe the Suns give him some pick swaps, maybe give him another young player, whatever it may be. They have to give the Heat something else. I think that would make a lot of sense. Supposedly the Heat don't want Beal, though. They're going to have to get a third team involved, the Suns, if they want to make that move. They are trying to do that. If that happens, I think Butler to the Suns would make a lot of sense. Moving Beal out of there, Butler, Durant, and Book, that is a 3 that could make some noise in the playoffs if they get it right. I think that would make some sense. My number 1 destination, though, my favorite destination, which I think it's possible, but I think it's more unlikely, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies need another star next to Ja. Now, Ja also has the issue of he can't stay on the court. Him and Butler could trade off when they're on the court, when they're off the court, because both those guys can't stay on the court. But I think if the Grizzlies were somehow able to get Butler, they instantly become a title contender. I think as of right now, with Bane, with Morant, with the other pieces that they have on their roster, obviously Jaren Jackson, they're a really good team. They'll be a top 4 seed in the West. They will probably win a series at least, maybe even go to the Western Conference Finals, but I don't think they can go to the finals and win it with the current team. If they get Butler, though, and they go Morant, Butler, Bane, I think then we're talking about a team that could actually win the championship, not only get to the finals, but win the championship. So I think the Grizzlies would make the most sense. Now, I don't know that he wants to go there. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He hasn't mentioned them as a team that, as a destination for him. I think they make the most sense. I think when you're looking at, supposedly there's only one scenario where they wouldn't have to give up Bane to get Butler, and that would be like Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, Kennard, someone else. Maybe they have to throw in some picks as well. They have a lot of first-round picks. That, to me, makes a lot of sense for the Heat. It makes a lot of sense for Memphis because Memphis needs that one more star to put them over the hump, to put them in the title contending mix. I love Memphis for Jimmy Butler. So once again, 3 destinations. Go with the Warriors is my number 3. That's not going to happen because I don't think the Warriors are going to give up Kuminga to get him. That's what it would take. My number 2 would be the Suns. Would the Heat be willing to take back Bradley Beal, rehabilitate his value, which I think they can, to send Butler to the Suns? That's my number 2. My number 1 is the Memphis Grizzlies. I love him on Memphis. Trade a package of Clark, Smart, Kennard, picks, etc. Send him to Memphis. Memphis instantly becomes title contenders. I love him there. Those are my 3 Jimmy Butler destinations. Those are my 3 Jimmy Butler lock moves. If they were to happen, I think instantly those 3 teams, if he goes to any of those teams, become a major threat to go to the finals. But that's where we stand. We'll see what happens. I've heard the Suns in Memphis more so than I've heard Golden State. But Dallas has obviously been mentioned. I don't love him as much there. The Rockets have been mentioned. They have too many young players there. I don't think they're willing to make a move. I don't think that Dallas, I don't think the Rockets want to trade any of the young guys. And I think they know they're a year or 2 away from really contending for the title. This year, they'll just have some fun. They'll win a round. They got some young guys. They'll play the LiAngelo song after a couple wins in the playoffs, swerve on the corner shit. And they'll pop off a couple wins, pop the champagne, and that's it. And they'll go home. They'll go on vacation. They'll go to the club, whatever they want to do because they're young dudes, and they'll just have some fun with that. They're not going to go get Butler right now. Now, if they got Butler, maybe they can make some noise. I still don't think they'd be the favorite anyway, and I don't think they want to give up what they'd have to give up to get him. So the Rockets, to me, out. Dallas, I don't think that – I just don't see Dallas because I think they'd have to trade Clay and a few other pieces. I don't know that as necessarily a fit, as much of a fit. I like Memphis, Phoenix, and Golden State. Those are my 3 fits for Jimmy Butler, my 3 favorite landing spots for Jimmy Butler. Tune in again. We'll be back for more shenanigans with other big sports topics, big sports news. We're going to do NFL, NBA, MLB hot stove, whatever you want to talk about. We're not doing hockey. No pucks. So if you want to talk puck, that's not where we're going to be. I don't watch hockey. Sorry for all the puck fans. We're going to do everything else. You want to do tennis, we could throw that in. Okay? You want to do golf, we could throw that in. You want to do cricket, we're not doing cricket. But we're going to do all the major sports, hot topics, wherever you want to do. So tune in, stay tuned. Jimmy Butler, where is he going to be traded? Where is he going to be traded? We'll find out in the coming days. Peace.